Hello Titans. In the last video, what we talked about was how to fill out the first tab for our gap analysis. Now, the next part we need to figure out is what keywords we actually want to keep. And this is actually a pretty simple process. And what we're going to do is go back into our keyword relevancy tool. We see ourselves, we see our competitor, and all we really need to find out at this point is which keywords are they ranking better than I am on page one. So you can either include every single keyword that they're outranking you for, or you could just take the top 20, 30, depending on how you want to do it. Personally, I take everything. I want to know everything that they're outranking me for, and then I can decide once I have that list which ones I actually want to target based upon that. So what I'm going to do is I'm simply going to organize the list of keywords here by my competitors rank. So I have it in ascending order. So whatever they're best ranked on to the worst. All right. So I have it in this order because what it's typically going to do is put everything else or put every keyword in order to where my poor ranking is at the top and my better ranking is at the bottom. That's kind of the expectation. Doesn't always work out that way, but that's what I'm going to do. So I need to create a keyword set. So if I know this competitor is in position 1, I'm in position 25, I'm going to take it. All right. And I'm going to do this for every single keyword where they're ranking better than I am. Now, in this case, I'm in 4, they're in 2. Honestly, this isn't a huge discrepancy. You can keep it if you want, don't if you don't. I'm going to skip over it because it's pretty similar. But I'm going to go down this list and note everything where I'm ranking worse than they are, which is honestly a lot of these keywords. So I'm going to go down this whole list, boop, 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 and I'm going to go all the way to the bottom. And once I have ticked every box for those keywords, what I'm going to do is click on bulk actions, add to keyword set, create a new keyword set, and I'm going to call this gap, and then the brand, right? And it was Lifetree. You can put the ASIN if you want. You can do whatever you want here. I like to put the brand name. Unless you got multiple of the same brand name, then put the ASIN, right? And then you'll click on add to keyword set. All right, now I've already created this. So what you're going to do at that point is find that. So gap, Lifetree, see it there? And this is going to be all of the keywords, which there were 31 that this competitor was outranking me for, right? And we see that here. So they're ranking better than I am for every single one of these keywords. And I included everything regardless of whether it was on page 1 or not. So what I'm going to do is export this list and we're going to save it to our keyword research template. So go to export, data from keyword ranking table, and download it. All right, we're going to download that. We're going to open it up. And what we're going to see here is our sheet. We're just going to go ahead and copy everything, go to our keyword research template, and then paste it. Okay, so we're in the gap analysis keywords. And these are the keywords that I am getting my butt handed to me on by this competitor. Okay, so we very clearly see they're ranked better than I am. And if we look at the search volume, just out of curiosity, there's almost 400,000 searches a month for keywords they're outperforming me on. Okay, it's no wonder that they are actually selling 3 times what I am. They're getting a significantly larger number of eyeballs to their listing in comparison. We know that the higher you are on page 1, the more customers are going to click on your listing. If we know that to be true, then it stands to reason. The reason they're beating me is simply because they rank on page 1 for keywords that are of significantly higher search volume. Now, because we've gone through the entire keyword research process and we know that these keywords are relevant, we can basically, identify right away that, hey, you know what? These keywords are important. Now, what I do want you to do and be conscious of, sometimes when you have a top seller like this, they will rank for keywords that just aren't relevant. So do a double check, right? Look at this list. If there's something in here that is like, no, that's not even your product, then take it out. So we see sun blanket. Well, their product happened to have little suns in one of the patterns. So it's not relevant. I'm going to delete it. All right. So you don't have to leave it in here. Snoo Swaddle, I think that's a brand name. I'm going to delete that one as well. All right. You can delete it from here. You can delete it from your actual keyword set. So I guess technically you should have deleted them before you exported, but mistakes happen. We can come over here, find the ones that were irrelevant and remove it from the keyword set. Okay. And remove a keyword set. All right, cool. So be sure to remove them before you export so you don't have to do what I just did. So that being said, we need to now decide, okay, which keywords do we actually want to target, right? So we know that at some point we are going to need to rank for all of these if we want to have the same type of sales as the competitor. But we also know there are some pretty darn competitive root keywords in here. You have swaddles, 13,000 searches a month. You have muslin swaddle blankets, 52,000 searches a month. Now, technically, I'm more credible than this listing for the most part. I have more reviews. My rating is still 5 stars on Amazon. Our prices are the same because I'm running a $2 coupon, which you just can't see here. They're just outperforming. Okay, and again, it goes down to the fact they're ranking higher on page 1 for more important keywords. So what I would do when I'm running the gap analysis and I'm deciding, okay, which keywords to target. If you're an advanced seller and you've got big pockets and you don't mind just, throwing it all in there, then you can literally copy this entire list of 29 keywords and then copy them over to your PPC keywords, right? And you can call it gap, put the date that you decide to run them or whatever, and you can paste them over. Now, if you want to take a more calculated approach, then I would start with whatever you deem to be the most relevant and ignore the search volume for now, right? We're trying to go for conversion here. So what I like to do is say, okay, that's all relevant. And I'm going to bold those. This one is relevant, but because it's so competitive, I'm going to wait, right? I'm already in position 13 actually, so I'm doing pretty good, which means I'm probably already running it in my ads, which again, doesn't matter at this point. The bulk uploader tool is going to find those duplicates for you. But if you see this, you're already in the middle of page 1. You know what? I think I might actually target it. If I was on, page like 4 or 2 even, I probably wouldn't target it right now. But because I'm already at the middle of page 1, I think there's a safe bet that I can convert. Bamboo swaddle, yes, it's bamboo swaddles. That's very high volume. Let's look at the positioning. Yeah, nope, I'm in position 267. I'm not going to target that one for now. All right, doing the same thing here. Swaddle blankets for newborns, those are relevant. All right, great. Swaddle blankets. How are we doing? I'm going to hold off on those for now. They're pretty broad. Muslin's pretty broad. Not doing great on that one. Cool. Found another relevant one. Man, I missed a few. Swaddle muslin. It's a little too broad, I think. Baby swaddles. Still broad. Muslin swaddles. That's closer than baby swaddles, I think. Newborn swaddle blanket, okay. All right. Mine are actually really soft. I put a lot of work into making sure that they were, so I'm going to go with that one. And what we're going to do here is say, okay, so everything in bold, I'm going to target in my ads right out of the gate. So I want to say, I'm going to add these keywords to my list. I'm going to copy them over. And once they're on this list, I know that I am setting the expectation for whoever, whoops, I'm copying the wrong row here. I don't need to be copying. That's not search volume. Make sure you got the right stuff. All right. I don't know why I'm doing this the hard way. If you want to be really fast about this, you can just hide these rows that you're not actually going to pick up. And then you can just copy everything all at once since you technically have to copy it twice. And if you want to get super fancy, you can just slide this over. And then say, okay, take this list, search volume, copy it, paste it. Ugh, super annoying. All right, I lied to you. That didn't work. It works in Excel, doesn't work in Google Sheets. But anyways, you get the point here. All right, I'm going to take this list. I'm going to copy these keywords, and I'm going to move them into my PPC keywords list. Let me get these copied over, and I'll hop back in. Okay, so I've got everything copied over. And so what we've done at this point is we've taken our gap analysis data that we populated here. We found the keywords that we wanted to identify that our competitor is outranking us for, which we've done here. And we've taken the ones we're actually going to target and dropped it into our PPC keywords tab. So we can either give it to our PPC manager, say, hey, we need to target these, or if you're running the PPC yourself, you can go use the bulk upload template or tool that we have here in Titan to basically create these campaigns. So you would go in, you'd create single exact match keyword campaigns for these keywords. And of the ones we picked, of the ones we deemed to be the most relevant, we had about 90,000 searches a month. So the expectation here is once you start running ads on these keywords, again, they're relevant to our product, we expect to convert, we should be seeing an uptick in session count once we start boosting our organic rank. So what we would want to do is take these same keywords and we would want to put them into our keyword rank tracker if they weren't already, and then we would notate that they're now in PPC on our keyword rank tracker, and we're going to monitor those. So the reason we actually took this list here, right? If you want to look back in 30 days, you could rerun this same market gap analysis and see how you've improved. How many keywords have you taken from, the bottom of page 1 and moved it towards the top, right? That's what we want to see. So the expectation is to put these in our keyword PPC campaigns, or boost our organic ranking and get more sales. So that is how we run the gap analysis, and that is how we get the keywords that we need to target to start performing at the same level as our competitor who's clearly beating us on Amazon.